was supposed to be some kind of genius.
This better be worth my money.
Cuius occupant taunes sunt expedita.
And Greek.
Ine left aros nesi apus tu aris.
Français.
Libre e lunquive cum bilanta. Quina jipa sulle pibe.
You can tell your children that you were witness to a blind Tom show. You will hear this blind boy mimic just about anything imaginable, everything from a train. Woo! To a firecracker. From a brown thrasher.
Oh, that's pretty.
To a baying hound. You cannot afford to miss the spectacle of this fellow playing the piano. It is something that you won't soon forget. Step right up, step right up.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe their mood on whom he jest, the quality of persons and the time, and, like the haggard, check at every feather that comes before his eye. For this is a practice as full of labor as a wise man's art, for folly that he wisely shows is fit, but wise men, folly falling, quite take their wit. 12-9. Act 3.
Scene 1. Give me. And now, a quote from the future. Whatever Wiggins' physical handicap, the worst handicap is slavery itself. Amiri Baraka.
Amiri Baraka. Amiri
Charity.
Baraka.
Charity.
Baraka.
Yes, master.
Go tell that idiot Sonny O's to stop that jabbering and go to sleep. He's going to play with some important people in the morning.
Baraka. 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 Baraka.
Master, say it. Go to bed.
Tom, Master said, go to bed.
Don't you start
can be still and listen. Listen as ears become eyes.
Listen
Until the road can be heard turning.
Listen until right and wrong.
Viva!
And what else must the blind child do?
What would SW do?
Who?
Stevie Wonder. What would Stevie Wonder do? Dun, 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 that racket had better quiet down and soon, or someone's going to answer me.
You said the blind child must remember everything that his ears can teach him.
Thomas Wiggins, hush. Don't your ears tell you that the master is nervous? Do not trouble him. Try and be quiet so that you can hear what needs to be done. Not long after my Tom was gone, old master found out that Tom was blind. Master said he was going to throw my baby to the pigs. I knew that he meant what he said. I had seen him throw ill-formed babies in with the pigs. So I begged him, Master, please. Tom's blind, but he ain't crippled. Master said,
You better stop it from swallowing. And it's too old not to be walking. I'll wait and see if it can learn to walk.
I said to Tom, you are a poor, bonded, and blind child. You must hush and make some sense of what you hear. It was like he knew what I was saying. He is clumsy. Never wanted to walk. But I taught him to hold his head still and walk like a little soldier. Hop, 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 hop. He liked the sound of marching and learned how to walk pretty good. I taught him to listen and remember. I made him work something so master wouldn't feed him to the pigs. Now my Tom is making more money than Max ever dreamed. My poor blind child is worth more than 15 full-grown prime slaves.
Your mama thinks you're a miracle. Your master thinks you're a mistake. What do you say you are?
Tom is decided. Tom is a blind idiot. That's all there is to it. If the public wants to pay good money to see his buffoonery, well, that's fine by me. As long as they don't try to make him something that he's not. I indulged Mary, my daughter. I'll let her pet him. It's cheaper than buying her a monkey. My own daughter taught him how to play the piano. Now he can play rings around it. But he's still an idiot.
Who made the mountains? Who made the trees? Who made the rivers? Oh, to the seas, who hung the moon in the starry sky? Somebody bigger than you and I, who makes the
Tom's mother.
Who are you? What kind of colored man are you?
They say I'm a kind of free colored man. They call me Tabs Gross.
What do you want around here?
I've come to see Blind Tom. Is he playing that beautiful waltz? Madam, will you take me to him?
Why do you call me madam? Are you a crazy man?
I don't have a lot of time to explain. I've come to purchase you, Tom, and his daddy too. That is, if he wants to join us.
Join you where?
Wherever we may travel.
You want us to run away? You want to own us? You wouldn't let my master find you here?
I thought we could earn our keep performing abridged versions of Driving Miss Daisy. And later, Tom can sing Old Man River on Broadway. You see, I want to win an MTV Video Musical Award. They call me the Colored P.T. Barnum, and this is my chance to get colored show business on the road.
Tom, this man says he came here to see you.
Well, you are an oddity. The music is lovely. Can you play others? Impressive? Yes. Impressive.
Colored voice or white voice?
A boss voice.
Can you walk and talk? Does he dance? Who applies his makeup? Does he wear the cork?
Tom will now play an original composition.
Not that, Tom.
He wants to see the idiot.
He can walk well enough. Why are you bothering my child?
People are paying good money to see Blind Tom perform, so I decided to buy him so that under my direction.
You! A colored man gonna pay us to get us free from the jail?
I came down here to give it a try.
You from up north?
Well, Cincinnati is north of here, but
What in
I
the world will make you want to come down here?
money. I come down here to make a little money by putting on curiosity shows. I charge folks a few cents to see things they wouldn't ordinarily see, such as a two-headed cow, a singing dog, and oddly shaped or marked people, such as a bearded woman, or a man with a head as big as a bushel.
Freaks.
Tom is not odd.
I'll be going. But I will be back as soon as I make purchase arrangements. I am a free black man. What that means is not yet clear. And yes, I know of colored men who own other colored people. But I did not risk freedom coming here because I was eager to become a slaveholder. I risked freedom because with Tom, I can make us both independent. Now, it will not be easy. The public has not allowed me to compete with the bigger carnivals. But with Tom working for me, we could buy ourselves some real freedom. A fellow said to me, now that you're free, why don't you go back to Africa? Well, I can't go back because I'm not from there. I don't know the public over there. They may not want to pay to see my little reviews. Tom could be the most valuable slave in America. I don't want to own him. I want us to own ourselves.
He's
going to buy you and put you in a freak show. Listen to another quote from your future.
Creativity has to do with inner life, with the flow of strong ideas and new feelings. Creativity, in this sense, was probably never possible for Blind Tom.
Dr. Oliver Sacks.
Blind Tom is not a freak. Freak, not a freak. Not a freak.
What's bothering Tom? I must be half asleep. I could have sworn I saw a colored man wearing a stovepipe hat and dressed like a gentleman.
Charity! I thought I told you to put that boy to bed.
It's all right, Papa. He's just playing something for me. He'll calm down soon.
Miss Mary, can I ask you a question?
What is it, Charity?
Could a colored man buy himself a slave?
Ladies don't know much about such things. You better ask Papa. No, wait, I'll ask him because he gets angry every time someone mentions green colors.
Tom is listening to sounds and music that he could not have heard in his lifetime. All of his fears are unseen, but they pummel him with the terrifying racket. They slice his too keen ears with uncertainties. His bed is sculpted from sound.
No! A free Negro cannot buy a slave. Not in Georgia. At least not for me. And especially not Charity and Tom. That tab's gross to give me an idea. I have decided to hire Tom out. Mr. Oliver of Savannah is going to book him in all the big auditoriums.
But Papa, Tom doesn't like to go away from here.
Since when did I care what a doc he likes? You go tell Charity to get Tom ready to travel.
Papa, could I buy Tom?
Now you know, ladies do not own property. Besides, we should let more people see Tom and his antics.
Sometimes he seems like more than an idiot. He seems to know all
Yeah, I
that
know,
goes
you're
on
very
in his.
soft-hearted. That boy's grown bigger than most men. He can barely walk or talk without our help. He's not your little pet anymore. Look at Mr. Oliver's paying us top dollar. And we still own Tom, so you and Charity can go see him whenever he performs in Columbus.
That's new. It's beautiful. Is it Beethoven?
I don't know. And Mr. Oliver's been teaching him some new tricks. Now Tom's gonna put on quite a show.
Tom will now recite a poem by Mr. Sir Alfred Lord Tennyson. The title is Ulysses.
Who is this Lord?
How dull it is to pause, to make an end, to rust unburnished, not to shine in use as though to breathe were life itself.
He talks like a white man.
'Tis not too late.
Only prettier.
To
I
see the
wonder
real
how
world.
they got him to speak that way.
There's a white man off stage, you up those
This is well in order to smite.
I
the
don't
sound
see
of
how
his
that
words.
would be possible. The Negro would still have to know
For
when
my
to move
purpose
his
holds to
lips.
sail beyond the sunset.
I don't know exactly how it's
And
done,
advance
all
of
right?
all the Western stars.
All I'm saying is no Negro
Until I
can
die.
speak like this Tom fellow.
You know, these carnival
It
folk
may
are
be
pretty
that
cunning, so
gospel
maybe that's a
was
white
found. It may
man
be.
with blunt cork on
Then
his
we
face.
shall touch the happy hour.
I don't care how it's done. I just want to hear it.
Though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now that which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are one equal temper of heroic hearts made weak by time and fate, yet strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield.
This is a fool's errand, a circular odyssey, a dunce parroting wisdom, or a visionary shackled in darkness. Misery in every homecoming.
They say he played Chopin and quoted Socrates in Greek in front of a packed convention hall. When did he learn to play Chopin?
He learned to play Chopin right after he learned to quote Socrates.
Who is there with him to let him know when it is time to remember?
He's alone, living in the place he's always inhabited. He does not move. The world moves around him.
They get him a room with a piano off to himself. Mr. Oliver says he plays and recites all the time. Barely sleeps.
They house him in a cell or a root cellar so that his hours of incessant howling and repeated playing of the same scales won't disturb or alarm the local gentry.
He needs time to rest and remember.
He never really needs anything. And he never forgets anything that he hears. Oh, he is remarkable, no matter what they call him. A genius, an idiot, or an idiot savant to you moderns. A creature created from noise.
Listen. As ears become eyes. Listen. Till the road up can be heard turn. Listen. Until you can hear right and roam
Diva. Hear right and wrong. Diva.
If there were no sound, his world would dissolve. He's growing fat because he loves to eat. Not from gluttony. He keeps eating so that he can delight in the sounds of chewing and smacking lips. Even when his master strikes him, he is so captured by the sound of the blow that he barely flinches. He is eternally searching for a chime that will translate the ocean's tongue, or a tone that can unlock the world.
Tom will now play an original composition. Tom likes chicken and cake. Tom does not like butter beans. No.
I remember what you like. Whew. Look at that soup. It's as fine as masses.
Tom does not like cabbage. No. Cabbage stinks. That's right. Cabbage stinks. But down in the quarters, cabbage to eat is better than nothing at all. Here, Tom. I just brought you some. It's a cane that makes special noises. When they sent you up north, I was hoping you could have stayed and somehow gotten out of your master's reach. But me expecting you to escape ain't fair. I can't ask nothing of a poor blind child that his daddy can't do. Back before you was born, your mama said she didn't want to have no more slave babies. But I said, if we don't get out of this slavery and get free, then maybe some of our children will make it out. And maybe, one of them might meet someone who cares. Someone who sees us as more than livestock. Listen. Remember. I know you don't understand much of this, but if you hears of a chance to go back up north, then you go. And you stay there where you can be free. Shh. All we want is make us free. No lash, no law, no lock. Free. To dance, dare, and die. As we will, make us free. Free. To keep our sweat and choose our land. We are stolen from our home and our king. Our gods are starving and we cannot feed them. We are lost over here across the deep salt river. And all we ask is make us free. Free. One of master speeches. Where'd you learn that? On the train. You heard someone talking on the train. Tom want free. Free. Free.
He's wrong. Tom should should go to his master and demand fair reward for his labor. He should go straight to master and say, Tom won't free now. I'm too valuable for you to whip or shoot, and therefore a change is in order. Blind Tom should open and close every performance with a request for freedom.
You done like we taught you. You listen. You remember. Maybe when this war is over, things will be different. I was run away 3 times. First time, he and 3 others run off. He was young. Didn't know which way he was going or where he was running to. Panic rollers caught us before sunup. Master had an overseer named O'Hara. He beat us with a cane. 30 strokes for each of us. Basio nearly died. That whipping hurt. But I was healed and in time I ran again. I was gone 4 days and made it up into Tennessee. Master and the horse doctor said I was sick with drapetomania, the running away sickness. They decided I was in need of medicine that would keep me from wanting to run away. They force-fed me a pint of one of the horse doctor's concoctions. A purgation, he called it. I was called it torture, with a taste that made me wretched and kept me feeling weak as a child. Master made me swallow 3 doses before he accepted my oath that I was cured of the running away sickness. But when the chance came again, I was ran and hid in the Florida swamps. I stayed gone for 3 weeks, living with the snakes and the bugs, until the dogs found me. Master didn't say a word. He grabbed his axe, and they put my right foot up on the chopping block. Well, I didn't beg because I knew it wasn't any use. I just gritted my teeth and waited. But before that axe could rise and fall, Charity came running. She pleaded for me.
Don't cut off his foot. Cut mine.
She put her foot right beside mine. Well, Master didn't want her hobbling around the house. And Mary was devoted to Charity. Master was fit to be tied, but he finally told her that he was giving me to her. And that if I ran away again, he would collect her foot. Then he had them beat me with a whip. I was having run since.
Mr. Oliver, I was pleased to hear that you were able to bring Tom back down south before the battle lines are firmly in place. Next time Tom performs in Washington, it will be for Jefferson Davis. I have decided not to renew our contract, but will continue handling him myself. I intend to use his performances to raise funds for the Confederate cause, while maintaining a closer watch over my property. I expect Tom to be delivered to me within 1 week of his contract's expiration. Yours in the Southern struggle, General James Neal Bethune.
I will prepare this for posting. If we lose this war, who will take care of Tom? What will happen to that other?
Confederacy is not going to let that happen. I am a Confederate patriot, a defender of slavery, cotton, and the Southern way of life. But family first is also a Southern tradition. So I intend to own the means of my private power and freedom, no matter who wins this war. That is why I collect in gold. When they buy his sheet music, they pay in gold. When they pay to see him show off, they pay in gold. A currency that survives all conflicts. As long as I hold on to Tom, my fortunes are secure.
Georgia, oh Georgia, no peace I find.
He's constantly on the road, alone among the cultured people breeders of the gallant South.
And when Blind Tom plays, they rush to pay in gold, so they can hear a natural-born wonder remind them of their deceits. Tonight, Tom will play an original composition. The title is The Battle of Manassas. The sheet music is on sale in the lobby. The proceeds go to the widows of the fallen Confederate soldiers. We remind you that Blind Tom is the property of a Confederate patriot. Blind Tom is not a Yankee lover. He hopes you like the shirt. He plays and sings in the keys they cherish. For a few moments, he restores their faith in loyal donkeys. And shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile, and mouth with myriad subtleties. Now, Blind Tom will recite for you a speech by Cicero. Why should the world be otherwise when counting all our tears and sighs? Nay, let them see us while we wear the mask. We smile. But, oh, great Christ, our cries to thee from tortured souls arise. We sing, but oh, the clay is vile beneath our feet, and long the mile. But let the world dream otherwise. We wear the mask.
you heard about all this fight?
We don't know anything about it.
And I will tell you, there's a bunch of Yankees trying to take you away from me.
Where else will they take us?
They're not going to take you anywhere. I don't expect anything to come of this, but just in case, I've drawn up a few papers. These papers will give me the right to take care of Tom.
The master? I take care of Tom.
How you going to do that? You going to feed him clothing? And who's going to pay me for all the years that I supported and trained him? You think this war's going to bring you freedom, but you don't know what that means. You think it means free to do as you please. But it also means free to starve and freeze. Those Yankees are just going to put you out on the road somewhere. I doubt if you'll be able to take care of yourselves. So how are you going to tend to a blind idiot?
What do these papers say? Why are you doing this to us?
Don't you sass me, Charity. We don't know how to sign papers.
Miss Mary, is this right? Right for Tom?
Is what right, Papa? Bearing witness is in a southern woman's nature. We are bred to attend quietly and demurely, denying any interest in the manly affairs of law, war, or slavery. Deviations are betrayals of our own mothers and sisters because they too have sat in attendance as our husbands and fathers have described the world and our place in it. My shackles are silken. I am a chattel of custom, and like my dark sisters, ignorant of ways and means to freedom.
Right is what I say is right. You are all forgetting your places. Now, you put your mark on that piece of paper where I tell you to put it, or I'll have you both whipped within an inch of your lives. You will witness this.
Is it right, Papa?
Right. We've just become the legal guardians of a boy that earns $100,000 a year in gold. That's more money than any of us will ever need.
a mirror from echoes. The roots pay to hear their secret longing expressed in an idiot's grunt. Do they call him here to play? Or does his performance summon them?
This contract was filed with the Freedmen's Bureau, and it clearly gives me binding guardianship over this blind, incompetent Negro. This agreement was made down in Georgia, and this Ohio court has no jurisdiction in this matter.
This is a very simple case. These poor parents are in this court seeking custody of their own child. They cannot read or write, and this indenture contract was gained through coercion. Further, in the past 8 years, Blind Tom has earned more than $700,000, which more than pays for any services rendered by the general.
Master said if we didn't make our mark on the papers, he would beat us half to death.
Papa told them to make their mark, and they did as he said. I don't remember any threats.
This entire trial boils down to a gentleman's word against these Negroes. As far as my so-called gains are concerned, those figures are greatly inflated by worthless Confederate money. After I paid for Tom's musical training, this so-called colored P.T. Barnum wants to take my performer and put him in his own circus. He as much as told me when it came to buying from me.
True, I promote shows that display oddities like Tom, but no performer of mine has ever gone without their fair share of the proceeds. Where is this family's fair share of the general's so-called worthless, inflated fortune? Blind Tom is a gifted human being who has overcome a harsh birthright and has managed to let his talent shine through. General Bethune has been more than compensated for any training or hospice he's provided in the past. Blind Tom's parents were in bondage when they signed away their guardianship. These poor souls didn't have the legal standing to enter into any legal agreements. Justice cannot be served by denying this acclaimed natural wonder his freedom.
Law ends. Criminal conspiracy. The rich man's insurance. The poor man's life sentence. And the alien's prison.
Tom will now recite a poem that hasn't yet been written. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or fester like a sore? And then run? Does it stink? Does it stank? Like a rotten meat? A crust and sugar over like a syrup just sags like a heavy load? Or does it explode? Good Lord!
The one slave that honest Abe didn't emancipate is shipped abroad. Cargo in the hold of a ship, entrusted to men who bill him as near animal. And a pitiful grotesque of the lowest guinea type.
Step right up and see the idiot play Liszt. Step right up and see the man who remembers 7,000 compositions
But forgets how to walk.
Be not afeard, the isle is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about mine ears, and sometimes voices that if I then had waked after long sleep will make me sleep again. And then in dreaming the clouds methought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me, that when I waked I cried to dream again.
Be not afeard. noisy sounds, and sweet airs that give delight, and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000.
Can one of you
Wait,
gentlemen tell me what
Well, how
happens
about
to
my
a
niece?
caged raisin?
And
What
sometimes
do you
voices.
mean, what becomes of a
That if
deferred
I then
bird?
had wait after
I
all
dream
That one
Will
day,
make me-
master will allow the raisins to rest
And then
in the
in
shade,
dreaming,
and the deferred
the
birds
clouds,
will be
methought,
uncaged.
will
The
and
dreamer
show
will
riches,
explode, and the
ready
circle
to
will
drop
be broken.
upon me.
and we will understand
That
the
when I
language
awake,
that they speak.
I cry to dream again.
But after just one read, how do you do it?
Tom listens and remembers, listens and remembers.
They tell me that you play a little Beethoven. Would you show me? That is most accomplished. Do you know Liszt? Bravo! Now, Chopin. Please, play something of your own creation. There is a pure and pitiful genius amid the scripted rubbish and rumble of his handlers. A deep reasoning feeds this river of song. A studied discipline is required to harness that gangly body. And only a gifted spirit could tune the ears to capture all that they encounter. There is nothing common about Blind Tom, except for the crass way that he's exploited. His owners know he's more of an attraction as a unique native than as a dark master of white music.
Is this the man that soothes the savage beast? Or is this the beast that confounds the savage man?
I told them Europeans to send Tom home before they spoil him, calling him a phenomenon and a creature of musical prowess. The next thing you know, he's going to be wanting all kinds of
Papa
cakes.
Tom is simple. He doesn't think like that.
We don't know what that boy thinks. But we do know what Charity and that Tabs Gross fella think.
But that was all settled.
No. Tom is valuable. And there will always be folks trying to separate you from your valuables, so nothing is settled yet. But I have made some new friends since we moved up here to Virginia. Seeing as how Tom is still blind and lazy, he's going to need a responsible guardian for the rest of his life.
I could do that. I could be his guardian.
And you would do a good job. But then you would marry, and your husband would own my property.
Or we could sign an agreement that would forbid my taking Tom out of the family.
We have to keep this simple. My Virginia friends will have a judge appoint your brother John as Tom's guardian for life. I will see to it that you'll always get a portion of his earnings.
I don't care about the money. Couldn't we just let Tom go back to Charity? Mingo is dead and she is all alone. And slavery is over!
That is where you are wrong. We've simply had to change our management methods. If I'd raised a prize bull instead of an idiot musician, I wouldn't be pestering disgusted with all of this. Tom Wiggins is my property. I paid cash for him. And war or no war, the Yankees are not taking my property, not as long as I live.
I did not steal Tom from the Bethunes. Charity gave him to me. And when Tom refused to perform, I gave him right back to her. I suppose Tom died down in Georgia with his mama.
What compels you to create such beauty? Your master's lash? Your mama's lecture? The public gawking? God's curiosity?
So I chose Miss Eliza. So we would be free from the Bethunes. Oh, you're safe here living in the loft. This is all your daddy ever wanted for you. Miss Eliza promised me that she'll keep you safe up here, away from that plantation.
I am not a deceitful woman. The newspapers try to make Eliza Bethune-Lair seem a polished conniver. They are wrong. I am not deceitful. I make no secret of my abilities, and I would not kowtow to the Bethunes. I told the old general that his son, my husband John, was not a fit hander for Tom. He asked how a lady such as myself could know of such things. I informed him that in the old country, my family used to train bears to dance for money. I added that my mother was renowned for her ability to separate the gawkers from their coins. Old man Bethune replied, "You may think handling that boy is easy money, but you will find that blind Tom is not a dancing bear." But I was right about his son. John Bethune's poor judgment and pettiness are the reasons that blind Tom has spent more time in the courts than he has on stage. He was my husband, and I do not wish to speak ill of the dead. But that man squandered a fortune and mismanaged a musical wonder. The gossips say I talked Charity into seeking custody of blind Tom. "He is your child," I said. "A woman never stops trying to do what is right for her child." I did not pressure Charity. I told her, "You are his mother.
remember, just like to talk. Then I will play my piano for me, just for me.
Dozens of imposters claim to be Blind Tom, but the real Blind Tom perished in a flood in Johnstown. It was reported in all of the papers.
They clamor for a freak show and then scream imposter when the real Blind Tom refuses to stand up.
Don't you want to live up in New York with Miss Eliza? And perform for her? Son, General Bethune is dead. And besides, who taught you to listen? And who has loved you for all these years? Me, your mama. I gave you ears.
Nobody loves Tom. And Tom don't love nobody. Tom wants to sit in Mass's parlor and make up composition.
If he could string words together like the notes in his compositions, he would say, I don't want to be treated like a circus act. If I want to use my talents to delight myself, then that is for me to say and not for another to demand.
Oh, son, you know General Bethune is dead. You can't ever go back there.
Then that is it. I am all done. Tom's fingers won't play no more. No more.
Ooh, Miss Eliza. Tom wants something we can't do.
General Bethune was right. Blind Tom is not a dancing bear.
Tom want free to listen and remember.
Mama's poor baby's tired.
Is Mama's poor baby tired? Listen to another quote from the future. Baby dooby doo baba, baby dooby doo splee bop. Charlie Parker. Is Tom deciding? It's Tom.
Tom is not, is not what they see. Tom is. Tom is not. Tom is.
All he needs is an instrument and a place to play it. He has no real sense of time, only tempo. No use for human touch. No fleshly lust. No goals. Save the charming dream of composing the song of songs.
There is light, I suppose, and sound for it. His ears have become lanterns.
But there are always the dark sounds. He hears the road turn and divide.
Up, 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 up. He marches through our hearts.
He remembers what the world has said to him. There is a word, quiet, and no sound for it.
The world remembers what he has said to us. There are no ideas, no visions. There is no breath without music.
They paid to see the freak that they paid to see, and they find him everywhere. They say they've seen him on vaudeville stages, and they play his compositions in their parlors. But none of them speak of the hollow tones of bondage. Not one of them with a torch bright enough to pierce his darkness. And no physician is dispatched to calm his tremors. Impostors collect his fee while he serenades an empty parlor. Many have paid to see him, but few have heard him. He is music, the determined spirit in ascendance, escaped from the burden of our expectations. He has used fingers and ears to loosen shackles, find visions in darkness, and invoke awe for his unique compositions.